sitting around at the family table, dinner table, certainly helped with both of my children in working out, well, what direction do I want to take this in? For example, my daughter had a strong interest in forensic science and criminology, and at the time was when Lindy Chamberlain had just been given her official pardon, like 30 years on from when she was convicted of murdering her daughter. And this sort of piqued my daughter's interest. Okay, what's this about? And particularly the forensic and the criminology part of that. Again, it was very interesting to her and of course to us because we've been involved in that back when we were younger. So again, lots of discussions about that was really good. My son had an interest in sport, so again, it's a huge diverse area, and again, there's probably a lot of people here who do have a passion in sport, but what area do you look at? And again, it just came up as a family talking about a news article at the time, or something on the news about the Indian cricket team not wanting to use the decision review system for cricket. He ended up talking to, you know, a former AFL player and a former Australian cricketer. So those things that they're really interested in, they're going to talk to you about as well. You know, you make suggestions about who your child could interview, who they could talk to, and of course part of that is facilitating them to get there. You might be driving them out somewhere a long way away to interview someone. You know, you're finding too much information. Where do I go with this? I've got so much information, I don't know where to go. Or I can't find any information on this. What do I do now? Or there might be something that really particularly sparks an interest. And so you change your sort of direction depending on what you've got and what roadblocks you come to along the way. And that's part of the actual research process. And so, you know, I'd encourage my kids that that's okay, you know, that's part of your research process, is working out what direction you're going to take, changing direction along the way. And that's, you know, I think that reassurance is really important. That's part of what you might talk about in your evaluation and why you went this direction, why you chose something different or a certain aspect along the way. You know, keep a journal of those sort of discussions we had, because, you know, they'd be talking about some of these difficulties, or maybe I should have done that, I didn't ask this particular question. And, you know, I encourage them to look, write them down and talk about what you did in response to that, which again is part of what they've got to talk about in their evaluation. You know, just about every student will do some sort of survey, so as a parent you will probably be asked to do a survey on your child's area of interest. But again, I think I'd encourage you as students or as parents to encourage them to not just send out a great big Facebook group, you know, answer my survey, because then you do tend to get that narrow group of just students in year 11 and 12 and their perspective on your survey. So, and that was particularly important with my daughter, who, you know, was looking at something that happened back in 1980. If she'd asked, you know, students of her age, they wouldn't really know what she was talking about. So again, I had to facilitate to make sure I sort of sent the survey around to people of my generation as well to get their perspective on what they thought when it was happening and what they thought now. Ask them, you know, what are you doing? What have you found? Why have you made that decision? Or how did you come to that? And then that starts getting along that sort of analysis of what they've done. From my perspective, I guess it was nice to have a change to be able to talk to my children about what they're doing at school instead of, oh, I don't know, didn't do much today, and really opening up about the exciting things that they were doing. So, you know, it isn't like any other subject that you'll do. You do have to direct your learning, and your parents are certainly the ones that will help you along the way and hopefully keep track. You know, the school will do a great job too, but you know, I certainly encouraged my children to keep track on their timeline, keep going, keep talking about what they're doing. And then my son the other day, who's now in year 12, commented how much it's helped with some of his other investigation type work that he's doing in his year 12 subjects. You know, he's realised that he can't just make a statement or opinion without backing that up with some evidence. You know, to me, I think is a really valuable skill that we want everyone to have as they grow up to be able to look at all perspectives and make a decision. Yes, enjoy the journey as a parent, and again as a student, keep talking to your parents as much as you can. They're going to help you along the way too. Thank you.